All right, everyone. Welcome to getting your first AI automation client tomorrow or even today if you move fast enough. This is going to be the no fluff steps on how to actually do it because everyone is teaching you how to build this stuff, build AI automations, show you all this random stuff with Claude, but no one's showing you how to actually get clients. How do you get customers tomorrow as soon as possible? So I'm going to show it to you in the perspective of somebody who myself, I've done it over 1,000 times, not just for my own agency, but for other people who are starting their agencies from the ground up. So, we're going to start off with the problem that nobody talks about. The harsh truth is that thousands of people are now learning AI automation, but none of them are landing clients. You're watching YouTube videos, you're taking courses, you're joining school communities, you're building workflows, but then you're not actually doing anything. The real answer is that it's obvious. You have a customer acquisition problem because you don't have any systems or frameworks or any guidance to follow on how to acquire customers. It's that simple. And what's not going to fix it is you thinking that you need to make endless tweaks to your website, add new features, make it look more polished, because no one is looking at your website. You have not earned the attention for someone to stumble across your site and give you, a stranger with no credibility, a chance. But what will get you a client is actually speaking to the right people, getting in front of them today, not in a week, not after you finish a course, today. I'm going to show you practical advice and guidance on how to actually get in front of these right people. So let's jump into it. So how do I know? Obviously, I've done this myself. I'm an award-winning seven-figure agency owner. I've not only done that for my own agency, but I've coached over 45,000 people inside of my school community to do the exact same thing. Now, what I'm really good at is helping people get their first client. Clients number 1 to 5 is very easy for me to help you with. And that's exactly what I've won these awards for. So having over 1,000 customers, but then these little awards for actually helping other agency owners, likely yourself watching this, actually helping you get customers and be successful. And the reason I know I'm good at that is if you go to my school community, the link will be in the description. It's school.com/automate. If you just join that and then you go to the search bar and search the word first client, you'll see that all of these people under my guidance inside of my incubator have all gotten their first client. And you might think that this is a lot, but there's 21 pages of this. All of these people following the exact same frameworks that I'm going to talk about in this video, you're basically going to get access to that, which is really cool. So now that you understand this stuff works, what you can do is you can pause the video, you can go join the school community, come back, hopefully by the end you are approved, and you can put all of this into action. But now we can jump into it. So the first reason why people don't get their first client, they overcomplicate it, right? Like I was talking about at the beginning, everyone's building first. They're trying to build the perfect offer. They're trying to do their brand, their logo. They're trying to refine their audience. And this stuff is great if you're like a content creator and you're hoping on relying on organic traffic to come to you. But your first client will never be organic traffic. They're never going to stumble across your website, your ad, your cold email. It just doesn't work that way. So that's the first thing you need to understand. The second thing is speed. Please understand speed. All these big guys, Hormozi, Cardone, everyone talks about this. I talk about it as much as I can. You aren't going to get your first client by refining your skill in your craft. It's good to be good at what you do, but you do not need to know nearly as much as you think. You just need to start talking to people as fast as possible because the market will give you feedback, whether you know enough or you don't. If you get onto a sales call and you get exposed because maybe you have no demos ready or you can't really answer any questions, okay, that means you need to refine your skills. But what you're going to realize is when you get on those calls, you already know like 50% more than the person you're talking to. So they already see you as an expert. They're far more willing to listen to you. And another point to understand is the data that inside of that school community, all those first clients you saw, all of them came as a direct result of direct outreach. They never built a funnel and then hoped someone came across their website, filled out a form, and then they magically got a client. The space is far too saturated for that to expect anyone to come inbound to you. Of course, they'll come inbound to me because I've built the brand and the authority and the reputation where people want to work with me. But you starting out are not going to be at that level. So you need to start having conversations. Now, the biggest key that I want you to take away from all of this is that you need to start warm. If you're starting from zero, if you're a new beginner in this space, cold outreach is your worst possible move right now. You have no reputation, you have no case studies, you have no proof, you have no trust. You're basically a stranger asking a stranger to take on a chance on something that they've never heard of from somebody that they do not know. That's a massive uphill battle that you do not need to fight. None of us who got our first client that way had to go through this route. So why are you making it so hard on yourself? Cold traffic is genuinely a skill that takes months to learn and a lot of money to actually test and get right. Running good ads, testing good cold emails, setting up the infrastructure for cold email. It's possible, but it's not a starting point. It is a scaling tool. It's going to take you past 3, 4, 5, 6 customers and beyond. But your first customer should not B, from cold outreach. Now, another thing to understand is that warm is a spectrum. Lead temperature is a spectrum. It's not cold or warm, and that's it. Your warm network is where your first client lives. Okay, that's just a fact. But when people hear warm, when you hear warm, when I first just said that, you might think it means your best friend or your brother-in-law. That is absolutely not the case. Warm just means anyone who is not cold, somebody you've had some sort of contact with. That could be your barber, it could be your plumber who's come to your house maybe once a quarter to fix something. The guy you play basketball with who runs, the community center, the parents at the school drop-off, your dentist, people that you've interacted with on a daily basis who either run businesses or know people who run businesses, or maybe they're higher up, maybe they're directors, maybe they can be your champion for you. But anything is better than a complete stranger. If you have 5% of your foot in the door, that makes a world of difference. So please understand that. And don't say you do not have a warm network. Everybody has a warm network. Like, you've literally interacted with business owners, right? If you went to a restaurant like last week and the manager came up to you, you have an in with that person. You can go back and say, hey, I come here regularly, or I liked your food, this and that. That's a way to get your foot in the door. It's still better than running a cold email campaign to them. So any relationship where they'd recognize your name is warm enough. You do not need a deep connection. You just need your foot in the door. They'll read your message. They'll hear you out. And that's really all you need. Warm reply rates based on our actual data is 30 to 40% messages that actually get a response from warm contacts. You're not going to get anywhere near those numbers in cold outreach. You're going to get 2 to 5% on cold DM replies. So you need to 10x the volume for the same amount of conversations. And most people have 500 plus warm contacts without even realizing it. I know that sounds like a lot, but we'll get into the numbers and explain to you that, you actually might. And your first client is definitely going to be living in that list. So step one is we want to build your hit list. So where to look? Email inbox. Every contact that you've ever emailed, your phone contacts, have a look at that. Put it through Claude and say, hey, look, these are the people that I know who is a potential business owner. LinkedIn, probably connecting with professionals all the time. How many owners, directors, or people higher up, or any sort of entrepreneur do you know? Social platforms, Facebook and LinkedIn. You've got the obvious, which are like your barbers, your mechanics, your realtors, accountants. You can also go beyond those as well. You can go more corporate if you want. Everybody wants AI right now. It's such a hot commodity. Everyone knows about AI. Everyone knows that they should be using it. Nobody feels like they're using it enough. So that is your edge, right? You can have a conversation with anyone. The people that you want to prioritize are focused on local business owners, entrepreneurs who are, professionals who have businesses that run on appointments. They take inbound calls. They have to follow up with leads. So these are your best targets to start with. Most people have access to way more than they realize because they've only been counting close friends. Number two is you pick a platform and just start there, okay? So don't spread yourself too thin across 5 different apps, messaging everyone, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, email. Pick a channel and just run with that. So you can start with Instagram first. If most of your people are on Instagram, start there. For me, a lot of my connections are on LinkedIn, so I would just start with LinkedIn. And that's what I recommend here. You have one sort of message framework, and then you customize that based on each person that you're speaking to over there. So the script is super simple. You're not going to be pitching. This is your warm contact, right? So you want to sound like a human, maintain that relationship that you have. The one reason why people don't want to reach out to their warm network is because they're worried about being embarrassed, that they're not ready. They might come across as salesy or pitchy. We're not going to do any of that. We do not want to come across in that way at all. So basically, you're going to have an opener. So you're going to reference something that has happened recently, something that can tie you two together. So, hey, so I heard about so-and-so happened, or, thanks for fixing my house last week, or I heard you just made a new sale there. I saw that on Facebook. That's amazing. So you just opened a second location, whatever that looks like, right? So now it just looks like a friend reaching out, which is great. Say congrats, quick question. Then you have the bridge. I've been getting into AI automation, specifically building, receptionists for their industry. How are you guys handling missed calls and lead follow-ups right now? You can even make these 2 separate messages, right? So if you just congratulate them first, get them to respond and engage in some way. Now the conversation has started, then you can lead in with your follow-ups. I wouldn't recommend doing this as one big message because it can just turn people off. And then, the second portion is going to be the ask. So I'm taking on 3 businesses this week to build out a full AI receptionist completely free. Just wanted testimonials and feedback. Do you know anyone who'd be a good fit, or would you want to be one of them? So this is an easy pitch where it's not asking for too much. There's not too much commitment, and likely they would agree to that. Remember, you're not selling. You're offering to solve a problem that they already have for free in exchange for a case study. One of the easiest ways to get started. You can almost treat it like a guinea pig, right? Like if you're going to be testing on your own anyway, building your own demos, why not just build it for free, the same amount of work, but do it for an actual, real, tangible business where you can get the results from, and it's also going to lead into case studies for you. Now remember that this is a volume game, right? So that message, it might not land for the first person, but it's a game, right? So you're gonna have a funnel that's structured like this. You're sending maybe 100 messages per day, per week, whatever you can handle. 5 to 10 will respond. 2 to 5 will be interested. 1 to 3 will take you up on your free offer. That one yes is going to be your first client, which is going to kick everything off for you. Here's a quote that I love. It takes 20 years to send the first DM, but just 2 minutes to send the second one. All you got to do is start. Then what we're going to go through is what I call the ACA framework. So when they do respond to you from that initial message, you basically want to take them through this. You want to acknowledge, reference, exactly what they said, show them you're actually listening. This is basic humanity 101. Make them realize you're not running a script. Obviously, you're not treating them like a cold prospect. You're genuinely trying to help them. Compliment, tie them to something real about their business. Hey, saw you were running 2 businesses and still answering your own phones. That's insane work ethic. So it's like almost like a backhanded compliment where it's like, wow, you're still doing that, but I commend you for it. And then the ask, right? Like, how are you keeping up with all those calls and all of that? Are leads slipping through the cracks? Get them talking about their problems. And also, use your brain. If they're telling you that, hey, I don't have a lot of inbound calls, leads are not slipping through the cracks, do not push a voice AI receptionist on them. Pivot into, a different offer of something that you can actually help them with. Like, you have to logically use your brain. Do not mechanically follow a script or a talk track that I'm giving you. Being able to pivot on your feet is a big trait for entrepreneurs. Like I said, this is just a conversation. So let them tell you what their problem is. And then do not sell them. Again, we do not want to come across as pitchy. Ask them who they know, right? If they're not a fit or if they do not want to entertain this, then do not push it any further. This is your warm network, right? So there's no reason for you to go crazy on them. Don't force it. Say, hey, totally get it. Do you know any other business owners who may be drowning in missed calls or can't keep up with their follow-ups? I'm looking for 3 people to build this out for free. And that's how you expand your warm network, right? Now, if they're referring you to somebody else, you can say, hey, John told me to reach out to you. He mentioned that you might be a good fit for this service that I'm offering. Would you have 15 minutes to chat? That is way easier for you to get a meeting and for them to be interested in your service because John gave the recommendation versus you being a complete stranger on cold emails. So remember, a referral from someone who knows you is still warm. And the power of referrals are massive, right? One connected person can open up like 5 doors for you. Their referral will carry the credibility for you. And every referral is warmer than any cold DM you could ever send. So you're not even losing a prospect. There's literally no downside to sending out these messages to your warm network because someone will know someone that needs what you're doing. Then we're going to go into step 7. So the free offer that closes itself, right? So like I said, this is just an example, but you can say, I'll build you a complete AI receptionist automated follow-up system. It answers your missed calls, qualifies leads, and books them onto your calendar, all running 24/7. All that I ask is you actually use it, you give me honest feedback, and you leave me a video testimonial if you think it deserves one. So the reasons why free works right now is that you're going to get reps. Like I mentioned in my courses, you do need to get in the reps. You need to get in the habit of building. There's nothing better than building for a real life business where you get instant feedback. You actually test it on real leads and you see how a client responds. It's great building a demo in your bedroom that doesn't speak to anybody, but it's not going to give you real feedback. You don't even know if it's good or not. So if you are building demos, you might as well do it for free for a real business. You get proof, screenshots, testimonials, and results you can use forever. Zero friction. There's really no reason to say no. I mean, it's warm. It's a referral. They trust you. So it should be a kind of a slam dunk. And they win too, right? The client gets the better end of the deal and they know it. So that goodwill is going to compound and likely you will get referrals out of that. So what to build for clients? So of course, this is going to vary and I don't want to give like specific answers, but if they're super engaged, it could be like a full lead nurture workflow, speed to lead. You could do database reactivation for them, a review request automation. You could do a voice receptionist, inbound for qualification and bookings, or you could do missed call text back AI-powered SMS. So I teach all of these inside of the school community, which will be in the description. So if you actually want to learn how to build them and start an agency, then you can join there. But I'm just giving you examples of what you can use. We use GoHighLevel, specifically my version of GoHighLevel as the infrastructure because it's specific to AI automation. It's going to make your life way easier than trying to glue together 50 different tools, right? So document everything as you're building, call recordings, response rates, booked appointments. This is going to become your case study. So as much information and data as you can capture, the better your case study is going to be. So how was the business doing before I implemented what I did? How is the business doing after? What is that difference? That is the impact that I made on that business. And then you want to graduate from free to paid. So after 3 to 5 free builds, you'll have results, testimonials, confidence. Now it's the staircase to up your pricing, right? So you start off with free, then you can go up to 500. Then for your third client, you can go to 1,000 to 1,500. And then eventually, you can get into the multi 4-figure ranges where you're charging $2,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 for setups, and then monthly retainers as well, right? So inside of my school, I give you access to like a whole pricing AI where you can basically just model, hey, I'm building this for this person. How much should I charge? So we have a whole pricing mechanism for you. So I don't want you to be guessing on your pricing. My system will help you with that. So the signal to charge is that when the free clients start referring people who are willing to pay, that is your signal. You're ready to start charging full price. So the conversation to have is you go back to your free clients and say, hey, things have been going really well. I'm now accepting paid clients. If you'd like to keep the system running, it's going to be X amount per month. No hard feelings. Could I grab that testimonial if, you had a great experience working with me? So you can even, cut them off, right? It doesn't have to be free forever. You could say, hey, it's free until the system is working and you see value from it. If you do, you can pay for it. If you don't, no hard feelings, right? And that's reasonable. They can't expect it to be free forever. And step 10 is keep the list warm forever. Your contact list is your most valuable asset, so start treating it like one, right? So month 1, you send the warm outreach, you get the free bills, you document your results. Then it keeps going ongoing monthly, right? You want to check in, you want to share wins, results, new capabilities, you stay top of mind. So keep nurturing them, Say, hey, you weren't interested when I first reached out, but look what we just did. Someone was interested. I built this for them. Do you want to listen to it? Do you want to talk to it? Here's a case study. Why don't you read it? Keep nurturing them because, they were just worried about being your guinea pig, about being number one. But now that they're seeing you're getting traction, you have some sort of motion. Now they're like, okay, cool. I can kind of take a chance on this person because everyone else did. I don't want to be left behind. So then you can start posting publicly. You share on Facebook, your Instagram, your LinkedIn. You're sharing, hey, look, things are happening. I'm building projects. People are happy with my services. That's when inbound arrives. Hey, I saw that you built that AI receptionist for so-and-so. Can you do that for me as well? Or, hey, that's a really cool case study. I was just reading it the other day. I think, I think there's a lot we can do together. You're going to get these messages once you start sharing publicly. And you can only start sharing publicly when you have something actually going on and you have some sort of motion, right? So that's the game. The warm list gets you the free builds, which gets you the case studies, which gets you the referrals, which then eventually will get you the inbound demand. So just some final stuff here for you. So real talk, you will feel weird sending these messages to your warm network. There's nothing to kind of avoid that. If you really want to take this seriously and if you want to position yourself as an authority, then you got to do it anyway. You probably aren't that good yet, but that's exactly why you can do it for free when you are starting out. It's hard to command these higher prices in this day and age when you are just starting out, unless you've got like really exceptional demos and sales skills. If someone won't work with you for free, ask them why. The objection reveals a hidden cost that you need to eliminate. So likely it's something trust related. Maybe your pitch was off. Maybe they didn't know who you were strong enough. Maybe you didn't build enough rapport. It's always good to understand why people are saying no so you can get closer to the yes. And the truth is that every AI automation agency doing 10 to 30K a month started with an awkward DM to someone that they already knew. Nobody's first client came from a cold email to a stranger. It came from a warm conversation with someone who already trusted them enough to listen. The skill is starting conversations with people who already know your name, and I hope that has resonated in your head so you stop wasting time buying lead lists, cold calling, cold emailing when you just need to get your feet off the ground. The automation is just what you deliver. The skill is actually closing these deals. So this is your recap if you want to go through it. All of this is taught inside of my programs as well. So you can join the link at school.com/automate so you can see all of the wins there. But you can also reach out to me directly if you have any questions. You can follow my course. It's 100% free. If you do decide to get the software, you get a bunch of bonuses and resources and anything you could need to start an AI automation business, because I've done this for thousands of people. And there's no reason why this wouldn't work for you as well if you have the right frameworks to follow. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.